Okay, so I'm running for governor. I
I
filed candidate papers to run for governor. I'm running for several reasons. One, in all candor, is because I got asked to by some other Green Party members, and I got asked to participate several years ago by Jill, when I first became involved with the Green Party. And my number one issue, as you can read from what's in front of you, is we face an existential threat from ongoing climate change, global warming, species destruction, habitat destruction, poisoning of our water. My goal is to keep it simple and to change the conversation. While there are many things that we've discussed today and many elements of the platform that I support, I intend to focus my campaign on a few key issues because we face a historic opportunity. The Republicans and Democrats currently define themselves in terms of being against each other. They're trying to out-polarize and move to opposite poles. They're completely unable to work together on any issues, and they're both ignoring the key issues that we hold dear. If we focus on certain key issues, I believe I can bring people to the Green Party. I believe we can get on the ballot. I believe that we can engage in the debates. I believe that we can change the conversation. I'm reading James Comey's book that just came out, and I'm paraphrasing a line from his book, but we must never allow evil and injustice to hold the field. And by inaction in a number of key issues, we're allowing the bad guys globally to do terrible things, and our children's jeopardy, our children's future is in jeopardy, and our grandchildren's future is in grave doubt. So my key issues are here, and frankly, I've thrown this together in the last week or so, and I've had a number of people argue with me about key words, and I'll point one of them out right off the bat. Automatic weapons versus assault weapons. So I put assault weapons in there first, and I had a number of people say, Michael, change that, because if you change it to automatic weapons, believe it or not, you'll get NRA support and a lot of Republican support because they view assault weapon as a pejorative term, but everybody really is buying into removing the ability to make a weapon an automatic weapon. And I think there's a fundamental difference, but what I'm trying to do is craft a message where I can go to my moderate Republican acquaintances, where I can go to the doctors that I know, where I can bring the Trumpites into the conversation and get them to see that there's a reason to vote green, there's a reason to pick a new path because the one we have is not working. Right now we have a government and a political system run by the rich for the benefit of the rich, excluding our voters, making it hard to vote, not transparent, not accountable. Our economy is improving, we're told, but not the status of the average American worker, not the working Joe. The companies are improving, profits are at a record high, but not the average worker, who is more likely than ever to have a gig job with no benefits. I didn't put much in here about pharma and drugs, because if I start on that, I rant for about 15 minutes. Because I have patients in tears. I'm a practicing physician. I have patients in tears every week. And I'm going to give you one brief story. Clobetasol is a topical steroid that we use. Okay, I'll stop pacing because he's got to focus. He's got to keep me focused. Clobetasol is a generic topical steroid. In September 2014, a 30-gram tube of that cost my pharmacy, where I work, $9 and change. One of the manufacturers got out of making it in December, 3 months later, same year, $175, a 20-fold increase. For psoriasis, which is a disease I treat every day, if I give somebody methotrexate and all the doctor's visits and all the labs, the cost to an insurance or to an individual, if they have a high copay, high deductible, about $5,000 a year. The cost of the biologics that are coming out that are transforming medicines, transforming the quality of practice, between $60,000 and $120,000 a year. Okay, we can't afford that kind of medicine. We can't afford to practice that way. Healthcare in this country is profitable and not effective. Education should be a force that brings people together in our country, and it's not. It's the first place, every time the Republicans cut the budget because they're cutting taxes, one of the first places that funding gets cut is education. I'm retired military, but I do not believe that torture is an American value. And as I have learned about what our government has done to prisoners and the activities we've engaged in overseas in the name of justice, that needs to change. So people ask me, when I had this conversation way over here, that Olga was pointing out to me, you're putting, okay, I'll wrap it up. You're putting issues on here that are national issues, and she's absolutely right. But if we wait for the national government to make these issues important, we're going to be waiting another 10 or 20 years. I propose to start locally, working with local governments, state government, county governments, and other states to start changing the conversation. And I'm asking for your support and endorsement.